Well, my friends, do any of you know the reason why we're here this time?
Not in the slightest. As for me, I've been invited by Sir Holm, a close friend of Lord Mortimer, but I do not know the reason why.
You see, Louis, every time Lord Mortimer organizes a reception, he always finds a moment to set up a chat with all the guests.
During which time we remake the world.
Accompanied by gallons of absinthe and cussing. I'll leave you to imagine the result.
So, if I understand rightly, Monsieur de Richet, you've come out here to join your mother. For what reason, exactly?
Like you, Mr. President, I'm here as a result of Lord Mortimer's invitation.
Two members of the same family here. That is rare.
You know what they say. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Seriously, though, I know your mother well. Stay behind with me afterwards, and we'll take a moment to speak about her.
Okay, hat wahrscheinlich kurz.
Good Lord! Washington is wearing the emblem of the Grand Master of the Golden Order. It's the highest distinction of the Order in the United States. It puts him on par with my mother. He must really know his stuff when it comes to the occult.
Good evening, my friends.
Holy shit! That's the man for my vision.
An urgent case has delayed our host, Lord Mortimer. He can't be present this evening, and he sends his deepest apologies.
He's asked me here and he hasn't even turned up? Great start. Do you know that man?
Sir Gregory Holm, an English aristocrat, very influential. He's also close to Lord Mortimer, so don't be surprised if he acts like he's at home.
And now, my dear guests, a light meal is served in the small salon. For those who would like to, you're invited to follow me into the next room.
My dear fellow, you must have read my thoughts.
We'll have to be careful not to make too much noise. One of Lord Mortimer's guests is relaxed.
Also Mann fühlt sich so
Don't take it the wrong
als
way,
wäre ihm
so,
das was
but
gehören.
I have already eaten. Thus, I shall be happy to remain by the fireside.
If you don't mind, Gregory, I should like to keep Mr. Washington company.
Please feel at home. And you, sir?
If I stay with Washington, we'll be able to speak about my mother. But on the other hand, I'd like to learn more about this home. I saw him in my vision.
Ich bleib Gold bei Washington.
Let's see what Washington has to say.
Sir, if you don't mind, I shall stay here.
Do exactly as you please, young man.
Louis, thank you for staying. Just like you, when I arrived this morning, I found out that Sarah had gone missing. I know your mother well. Don't worry. Emily is from the English branch of the Golden Order.
And President Washington is in fact the leader of the Order in the United States.
I didn't know.
Sorry to have made you wait, but I didn't want to speak in front of the others.
You did well. Secrecy and discretion are the pillars of our organization.
If I can help in any way at all, please don't hesitate to ask, my lad. And if you have any other questions, now's the time.
Mother has always had a fascination for Lord Mortimer, but has never wanted to tell me why.
Lord Mortimer is a remarkable man. He's wealthy and is advisor to the very highly placed. Your mother is the head of the Order in France. It doesn't surprise me that he asked her to come.
Lord Mortimer greatly contributed to financing my electoral campaign, for example. But I want this to be clear, without ever seeking to gain an advantage.
And that is to his credit.
Yes, you can trust him. He will do everything in his power to help you find Sarah.
Mr. Washington.
Also die kennen die Mutter, sind auch Teil des Ordens, die beiden irgendwie. Nur wollen ihnen helfen, die Mutter zu finden. Ja. Fragen wir sie mal,
Where did you first meet her?
was ich
I met
kennengelernt habe.
Sarah during the War of Independence on American soil. She was introduced to me by a mutual acquaintance, and I must say that her sound advice prevented me from making some terrible mistakes. She may not be a soldier, but believe me, she deserves a statue as much as Lafayette does.
Well, I didn't see that one coming. There's no doubt Mother has many secrets that are still hidden. Right. Would it be too much if I asked you a few more questions?
Not at all. Go ahead. But I can't promise I'll remember everything.
May I ask, when you saw each other, what did you talk about? My mother has always been fascinated by strange powers. Did she talk to you about anything like that?
Yes. Her facility for discerning truths from rumor served me well. Such as preventing massacres, like the one at Salem, from happening again. Or convincing people that horsemen cannot ride around without heads. What was it that she used to say now?
Keep an open and logical mind?
Yes, that's it.
Thank you, sir. I was hoping to speak with Lord Mortimer. At least now I have some information, thanks to you.
I repeat, Lord Mortimer is a man of his word. You won't be disappointed. And I am persuaded that your mother's research is his main concern.
Mother still is at the head of the Golden Order. I find it difficult to believe that she came to this island without notifying the other members.
As for myself, I did not know. I am here at the request of Sir Holm, a situation regarding the Crown of England to resolve, and to see what Lord Mortimer has to propose to us.
As for me, Lord Mortimer asked me here to speak about the future of America. I did not know that your mother would even be among us. In any case, no one has yet mentioned associating the Order.
We haven't found many clues yet.
Also keiner wusste eben halt, dass die Mutter da ist.
But I did find a book that belongs to my mother.
Where did you find it?
That's what worries me. I found it hidden on the wharf.
Do you think she was preparing to discreetly leave?
I don't know.
An extremely likely proposition.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Don't worry, Louis. I'm sure nothing bad has happened to her.
Yes, I hope not.
Careful, they're coming back.
Well, I am impressed with all this splendor.
But don't spend too much time with Mr. Washington, my dear, or you'll lose your pretty accent. You seem to be intrigued by that statue.
Absolutely. It is remarkable.
Lord Mortimer is fond of atypical works of art. I won't disguise the fact that I find it all a little megalomaniacal. But I must say, he does have some outstanding pieces.
Sir Holm, who was that young lady with you?
Elizabeth Adams, Mr. President. She would have liked to have stayed with us, but the poor thing is exhausted.
Elizabeth Adams?
Just mentioning Elizabeth totally changed Washington's attitude. Looks like he just saw a ghost.
Miss Adams is here to rest. You have perhaps already come across her in the corridors. She arrived a few days ago.
I perceived her, but we weren't introduced.
Rest assured, she is not here for the same reasons as yourselves. Consequently, I'm counting on your indulgence.
Washington looks surprised, but Holm doesn't seem to see it. I wonder if he's being polite or if he really doesn't see his discomfort.
On that note, it's very late. You must be exhausted. The servant will accompany you to your rooms.
Also wahrscheinlich irgendwie über die Elizabeth überrascht sein und das wie ihn anschaut. Also
Ladies, gentlemen. bid you all good night. Mr. President, Your Eminence, Duchess, you have the same rooms as usual. You, Monsieur de Richet, will find your room at the end of the corridor.
Well, my friends, I am bone tired. I am off to my bed. See you in the morning.
Good night, sir. I shall do likewise.
Louis, I shall see you in the morning. Sleep well.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Oh, man. It's been quite a day. Right. Where is my room?
Am Ende des Korridors. Wir gehen erstmal hier. Geht auch ganz schön runter.
Monsieur Napoléon Bonaparte.
Also. Oder?
Monsieur Jacques Perreux.
Oh, in einem Flur kommen wir da auch rein.
A few leaves out of an old encyclopedia.
Nicht runter.
The Quorum Guide.
Hier ist nichts. Oh, sorry, verlauf mich hier nicht. Hier hoch. Na. Vielleicht später irgendwann.
Monsieur Johann van Wunde.
Hier kommen wir schon immer noch nicht runter. Nein.
President George Washington.
Hier ist unser Georgie. Warte, da ist irgendwas, da ist irgendwas.
Honey, the remedy of the gods.
Wofür auch immer wir Honig brauchen.
Monseigneur His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi.
Das scheint unsere Suite zu sein.
Huh, that's me.
Aber sonst erstmal hier lang und klatschen. Hier sind wir wohl am Anfang.
Hillsborough.
Na gut, dann lass uns mal. Du meinst sie doch nicht.
Duke Manuel Godoy.
Ups. Was aber? Das Zimmer sollten wir auch nehmen.
Right. So what shall I do with this letter? It might be about my mother's disappearance. But if I open it, I'll be betraying Biaggi's trust. What should I do?
Die Gebrechenbrief nicht öffnen. Haha. Öffnen den Brief? Sind wir neugierig oder lassen wir den gucken wird? Ich würde sagen, wir öffnen den.
Okay, let's see what it contains. Too bad for Biaggi. So, it really is a list of French countrymen. Biaggi wasn't lying. But now it's opened. I better get it to Mother soon. Wow, nice room. Mortimer sure doesn't do things halfway.
Oh, mal gucken, was wir hier so finden in den Raum.
Inferno by Dante. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Lovely lectures Mortimer's giving to his guests. Very jolly.
Saint Jerome and the Angel. Saturn devouring his son. Again? I saw this Saint Francis of Assisi in ecstasy. Before superior voices. It always amuses me to see how art gets used for propaganda purposes.
Okay, Talente kommen irgendwo pro. Gut, schlaf gut. Vor der Küste von England, Episode 1. Achso, es war jetzt Episode 1 und dann kommen wir Episode 2. Achso, ich habe nicht alle Hinweise gefunden. Okay. So, was knacken bräuchten wir eigentlich noch. Einen Punkt kann ich noch machen. Ja, können wir gleich Dings knacken. Die Truhe. So würde ich machen. Neue Punkt. Kann ich mal also nochmal das aussuchen, was ich lesen darf. Was ist das sagen, weil das mehr Punkte gibt? Also. Okay. Punkt Überzeugung, Punkt in Psychologie. Wissenschaft. Aber Wissenschaft können wir nicht lernen, ne? Wissenschaft haben wir hier. Psychologie haben wir, aber war. Was haben wir? Die Krone und Sprechblasen mit Ding. Ich würde sagen, eigentlich sind schon. So, damit mache ich kurze Unterbrechung. Wir sehen uns in der nächsten Folge wieder, würde ich sagen. Zum nächsten Mal.